If you caught my last video on physical arousal, touch, pacing, the kind of presence that makes a woman's whole body respond, then you already know I don't do surface level advice here. I gave you specific, clinical, real-world techniques in that one. Today we're going deeper into something most men never think to develop. And honestly, something I've spent the better part of my career watching men completely ignore. We're talking about your voice, your words, the way you speak to a woman you want. I'm Dr. Lily Harper. I've been practicing urology and men's sexual health for over 15 years, and in that time I've worked with thousands of men in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond, who came to me frustrated, confused, sometimes defeated. And when I really dug into what was missing in their intimate lives, it wasn't always a physical issue. A lot of the time, it came down to communication. Specifically, the near total silence most men maintain during sex. Today I'm going to show you how to use language, simple, honest, direct language, to create genuine arousal. Not scripts, not lines you memorize off the internet and recite like you're reading from a teleprompter. I mean real words, rooted in what you actually feel, delivered in a way that makes the woman you're with feel deeply wanted and completely safe. And here's the thing I want you to understand before we go any further. Everything I'm about to share works at any age. In fact, for men over 50, over 60, over 70, this stuff becomes even more powerful. Because at this stage of life, you've got something younger men don't have. You've got presence, you've got patience, you've got the life experience to actually mean what you say. And that, more than any supplement or technique, is what women respond to. Stay with me through the end. Every piece of this builds on the last. Let me start with the single most important thing I've learned from 15 years of clinical work. Feeling desired is the number one female turn-on. Across studies, across decades, across every age group. It is the switch that turns everything else on. When a woman feels genuinely, specifically wanted, not just tolerated, not just accommodated, but actively craved, her entire nervous system shifts into a different gear. The problem is that most men, especially men of a certain generation, were raised to show love through action. You fix things, you provide, you show up. You don't necessarily say things. And I respect that completely, but in the bedroom, that silence, it reads as indifference. Even when it isn't, even when you're fully present and completely turned on, if you're not saying anything, she's left guessing. And guessing doesn't build arousal. It kills it. Now, I also know that for a lot of you, saying sexual things out loud feels embarrassing. Maybe you were raised in a household where sexuality wasn't discussed. Maybe you had a partner at some point who shut you down when you tried. Maybe it just feels unnatural, like you're performing instead of being yourself. All of that is valid. I hear it from patients all the time. But here's what I want you to sit with. If you want intimacy that feels truly electric, the kind that keeps you both coming back, that deepens over time instead of getting stale, you have to use your voice. Not dirty talk necessarily, just talk. I'm going to give you 8 phrases. They're simple on purpose. Simple is what you'll actually use, simple is what lands. I'll also show you exactly how to deliver them, how to time them, and, this is important, how to practice until it stops feeling awkward. Because the awkwardness is just unfamiliarity, and unfamiliarity goes away with repetition. Let's get into it. Number 1, I love your blank. Fill that blank in with something real, something you genuinely notice. I love your body. I love the way you smell. I love your soft skin. I love your hips. I love you in this light. The specifics are everything here. A lot of women, and this is especially true as we age together, as bodies change, as insecurities accumulate, carry self-consciousness about how they look. A specific, honest compliment cuts right through that. It's not flattery, it's observation. And when you anchor what you're saying to what your hands are already doing, you're touching her back and you say, I love how your skin feels, it becomes completely believable. It becomes hot. Don't repeat the same line over and over. Say it once or twice, then let it land, then move on. Number 2, you are so wet. I know that might feel bold to say out loud, but hear me out on the science for a second. Women frequently don't register their own physical arousal in the moment. There's actually a well-documented phenomenon in research called genital subjective arousal discordance, where physiological response is happening, but the woman isn't consciously aware of it. When you name what you're feeling, you give her permission to feel it too. You're essentially mirroring her body back to her. Say it slowly, close to her ear, exactly when you feel it. You are so wet right now. Let the words carry weight. Let her hear your breath. It's simple and it is devastatingly effective. Number 3, you turn me on so much. 6 words, that's it. But what those 6 words communicate is layered. You're not just saying she's attractive in some general abstract way. You're saying she is actively doing something to you, right now, in this moment. That sense of impact, knowing that her body, her presence, her movement has a direct effect on you, is deeply arousing for most women. It puts power in her hands in a way that she feels rather than thinks about. Use it when you genuinely feel your own desire escalating and let your breath carry it. Don't announce it. Let it come out like it can barely be contained. Number 4, yes, 1 word. And I've seen this single word transform a bedroom dynamic more reliably than almost anything else. Here's the thing. Women want feedback too. They're paying attention to your responses. They're adjusting, trying things, wondering if what they're doing is working. If her touch, her mouth, her rhythm is giving you exactly what you want, tell her. A slow, deliberate yes, yes, like that, yes, right there, turns her guessing into confidence. And confidence in bed is everything. It creates a loop. She knows it's working, so she keeps doing it, so it keeps working. So she feels good about herself, so she stays present. Don't let that loop go unactivated because you were quiet. Number 5, you look so sexy when you try fill in what she's doing. You look so sexy when you come toward me like that. You look so sexy in that. You look so sexy when you arch your back. The word sexy carries specific weight in this context because it's the exact state you're trying to invite. You're not just saying she's beautiful, which is lovely but passive. So you're saying the thing she's doing right now is working on you. You can extend this to sound as well. You sound so sexy when you moan like that. This does 2 things simultaneously. It amplifies what's already happening, and it gives her a map of what you want more of. She now knows that particular sound, that particular movement, is something you want to see again. Number 6, I want to see you come. This one is for when you're settled into a consistent rhythm. When you've found what's working and you're staying with it. The explicit desire to witness her pleasure, to be fully present for her release is, I don't have a more clinical way to say this. It's gasoline. It communicates total attention. It communicates that her pleasure matters to you, not as a performance, not as a checkbox, but because you genuinely want to see it. Pair those words with unwavering focus on her cues. Don't change what you're doing. Don't get in your head. Stay present and let the combination of your words and your consistency do the work. Number 7, I want you right now. Use this early before things get started or right at the first contact of the night. I want you right now, delivered slowly and quietly, is a declaration. It says you are not ambivalent. You are not going through motions. You're there because you want to be, because you want her. For men in long-term relationships, and I know many of you watching have been with your partner for decades. This phrase carries particular weight because over time, sex can start to feel scheduled, routine, like something you both do rather than something you both want. I want you right now breaks that pattern. If you're somewhere public, a whispered version with direct eye contact across a dinner table can set the tone for the entire evening. Number 8, take it off. Or even better, help her out of it. Direction given with warmth and confidence, real, unhurried confidence, is intensely arousing. There's something primal about undressing for someone who's genuinely hungry for you. The combination of being revealed and being wanted in the exact same breath does something to a woman's nervous system that goes beyond technique. If you prefer to stay in observation mode rather than giving a directive, try, I want to see you without this, and guide with your hands. Same energy, slightly softer approach. Those are the 8 phrases. They're simple by design because the principle underneath them is what matters, not the specific words. Women become aroused when they feel desired. Your voice is the fastest, most direct way to communicate desire because it carries your breath, your tone, your hesitation, or your certainty. All of those are signals the nervous system reads as real before the brain even processes the words. Now let me talk about delivery, because this is where most men fall apart. You can have the right words and completely kill the moment with the wrong delivery. So let's break it down. First, match your words to your breath. Slow your exhale down. Speak on the exhale. When you do that, your voice naturally drops in tone and slows in cadence. Both of those things read as calm and certain. Anxious voices are fast and tight. Confident voices are slow and low. Second, anchor to what you're actually sensing. Say what you can feel, what you can see, what you can hear. You smell incredible. Your skin is so warm. I can feel you shaking. When you stay grounded in physical sensation, you stay out of performance mode. You stop acting and start experiencing, and she can feel the difference immediately. Third, slow down more than you think you need to. Seriously. Most men, when they try this for the first time, rush. Rushing sounds anxious, and anxious doesn't read as desire. It reads as nerves. Think about the pace you'd use if you were pouring something very thick and you didn't want to spill a drop. That's the pace. Fourth, say less than you think you should. One perfect sentence lands harder than 10 rushed ones. Be specific, say it, and then let the silence hold some of the weight. Silence after a well-placed sentence is not awkward. It's powerful. Fifth, never ask for reassurance mid-moment. Avoid, does that feel good? Right when she's starting to climb. It pulls her out of her body and into her head. Use observation instead. Yes, right there is better than, is that okay? You're not checking in like a customer service rep. You're present with her. Timing matters enormously. Use appreciation early. When you're kissing, when you're touching, when you're just getting started. Use feedback cues in the middle. Yes. Stay there. Like that. Use explicit desire when momentum is building and you're both already in it. Don't front load the first 60 seconds with 5 lines. It'll feel rehearsed and weird. Place one sentence, then touch, then breathe, then another sentence. Think of your voice as a rhythm instrument that moves in sync with your hands. And here's something I want to say specifically to the men who've been in long-term relationships for a long time, 5 years, 15 years, 30 years. This stuff works differently for you, and honestly, it works better if you let it. You know this woman. You know what she responds to. You know her body and her moods and her history. That knowledge is an enormous advantage. The phrases I gave you become more meaningful, not less, when they're delivered by someone she trusts completely. I want you right now, from a man she's built a life with, hits differently than the same words from a stranger. Don't underestimate that intimacy. Use it. I also hear from men in my practice who are getting back into intimacy after a gap, after illness, after loss, after a period of disconnection. For you, I'd say start even smaller. Start with touch and a single appreciation line. I love being close to you. I love how warm you are. You're rebuilding something, and these words are the scaffolding. Go slow. Let trust come back in layers. Now let's talk about what to do if you feel embarrassed saying any of this out loud. Because most of you will, at first. Here's a private exercise that removes the awkwardness by giving you repetitions in a safe setting. Set aside 5 minutes, turn off your phone. You can sit or stand, whatever feels comfortable. Close your eyes. Bring up a real memory or build a scenario in your mind. Let your breathing slow down first. Then say one of the phrases out loud at about half your normal volume. Say it again, a little slower. Then put one word on each exhale. You, turn, me, on, so, much. Feel your mouth forming the words. Relax your jaw. Do it 3 times. Switch to another phrase. Practice 3 phrases a day for a week. The goal isn't memorization. The goal is teaching your body that these words can come out of you calmly, that they don't have to spike your anxiety, that you can say them and stay grounded. If you can't say them alone with no one in the room, you won't say them with her. Get the reps in first. The awkwardness genuinely fades. A few additional things that make all of this smoother. Don't imitate anyone else's voice or cadence. Use your own voice. Just drop it 1 notch and slow it by half. Don't say things you don't mean. If you're not crazy about a particular body part, find something you are genuinely drawn to and say that instead. Women can sense the difference between something real and something performed, especially women who know you well. Don't comment on anything she can't change in the moment. Don't make comparisons to anyone or anything else. Keep your attention entirely on her and on right now. If she's on the quieter side or tends towards shyness herself, start with the most sensory appreciations. Scent, warmth, the way she's breathing, the way she moves. These are intimate without being graphic, and they tend to open things up gently. Now let me put this into a complete arc you can actually follow. During kissing and early touch, place one appreciation line. I love your body in this light. Or just, I love being with you. Keep it simple. As arousal rises, short feedback cues. Yes? Right there. Don't stop. When you feel her confidence building and the energy shifting, place a desire statement. I want to see you let go, or I want you right now. As you undress her, let me take this off, or I want to see you. During the peak, keep language minimal and rhythmic. Yes. Stay right there. Just your breath and presence. Afterward, one sentence. I loved being with you tonight. That was everything. One sentence, said quietly. That single line seals the entire experience in a way that nothing else does. And for men in long-term relationships, this afterword might be the most underused tool in the whole toolkit. It reminds her, and you, that what just happened mattered. If you want to build your own lines beyond the 8 I gave you, use this framework. Appreciation plus specificity. I love your blank, with a real observed detail. Desire plus immediacy. I want you plus right now, tonight, in this. Feedback plus direction. Yes, keep that, or slower, or stay there. Those 3 templates will never fail you. A few things I want you to be careful about. Don't use your voice as a weapon. If she doesn't respond the way you hoped, don't withdraw or go cold. Words are invitations, not contracts. If you land in a moment of laughter together, and it will happen especially at first, smile, kiss her, and keep going. That's not a failure. That's intimacy too. If you're with a newer partner, start conservative and build as trust grows. Don't use terms of address you haven't agreed on outside of the bedroom. What feels exciting to one woman is a full stop for another. Consent applies to language just as much as it applies to everything else. Here's your challenge for this week. Tonight, use 6 words at least once. You turn me on so much. Say them on a slow exhale. Mean them. Tomorrow or the next time you're together, add one appreciation line. The week after, you're running through the whole framework: early appreciation, feedback during, explicit desire when momentum is building, and one sentence afterward. You'll feel the difference. She'll feel the difference. And over time, this becomes less of a technique and more of who you are in that space. A man who's fully present, genuinely expressive, and capable of making the person he's with feel like the only thing in the world that matters. That is not a small thing at any age. In any relationship, that is everything. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next one.